with a health update and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Giving advice to AEW star Hook following the match he had against Chris Jericho and Shibata at Double or Nothing, Eric Bischoff noted on the 83 Weeks podcast, "This was horrible. Hook needs to get to NXT as fast as he can. He's not going to learn anything where he is at. Let's face it, he's surrounded by hardcore Terry Funk wannabes. Every match is the same." As Liv Morgan ended up kissing Dominik Mysterio after Raw went off the air, Ringside News added that, according to Fightful Select, WWE cameras and production aimed to capture the moment between Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio, including the kiss, but missed it by mere seconds. Corey Brennan reported that this mishap resulted from a miscommunication in timing and positioning. Talking about potentially making the move to AEW, former WWE star Alicia Fox said this to Muscle Man Malcolm. "Some days yes, some days no. Because again, I always think about Zack Ryder. He's able to just really work territories, and I think that was just fun. That's what I find at Hatchet. This nostalgic feeling of when Kelly and I went to practice. I was pretty young myself, but the people that I had the privilege of growing with, even Cody Rhodes, Punk, not to name drop, but honestly, Rosa Mendez, Maria Kanellis, there were women, even just all the women that were also successful in TNA. Angelina Love, she was at WWE, she was at WWE like the Deep South Girls. All these women have, held hands of another woman somewhere. So it just is a very curious experience for me, but I think I'm better able to do that when I can have more boots on the ground in other companies and meet more women too. I think it's what I want to do because it makes the wrestling more sweet." Following the defiance Bron Breakker showed to his suspension from Raw last night, general manager of the WWE's Red Brand, Adam Pearce, sent this message to the former NXT champion.
"Lord knows nothing else has worked, Bron, so I'm going to try and directly appeal to you this way. Because appearances matter. And I've looked back on what the general public has seen when they see us together on Monday Night Raw, and frankly, I'm embarrassed. You're defiant, leaving bodies in the wake, and me screaming at you like I'm your dad disappointed at your report card. That's not what I want the general public to be left with, because what I hoped we had achieved, Bron Breakker, when I drafted you to Monday Night Raw was a level of respect and mutual respect, where you and I could look each other in the eye, say what needed to be said, and accomplish the business at hand, but we're not there. An aspect of professional wrestling that I've been very good at over the last 30 years, the one that sees me sit in front of you as Raw General Manager, is that 99 times out of 100, I can get in a room filled with ego and bad intentions and selfish wants and make two people who have zero interest at talking to one another sit at a table, look each other in the eye, and get the job done. And I have failed miserably doing that with you. Now I have taken your spotlight and suspended you and told you to sit your ass at home. I have appealed to you financially by taking money out of your wallet, and nothing, as of yet, has worked. You have stared me in the eyes with a vacancy and, dare I say, a hatred, and told me that I cannot control you, and I will look at you again and tell you like I have. I'm not trying to control you, Bron. I do not want to control you. I want you to control you. Because I see the same thing that everybody else sees. A Hall of Fame pedigree and every potential possible under the sun. There's a reason I went out of my way to pull whatever strings I could to draft you to the Red Brand. I want you to be on Monday Night Raw for today and for tomorrow, for the future because I believe in Bron Breakker. I believe in Bron Breakker. I can't say it any clearer than that. I tripled your fine, and I sent you home again. I'm done trying to talk to you like a man. Because maybe you're not. Maybe you just are a dog-faced gremlin.
Asked about possibly making a return to WWE, Shelton Benjamin told the Daily Star, "I think I'd be a fool to not look at the opportunity. If they asked me to come back, I would definitely go back. I would be a fool not to. They are the biggest company in the world. You get the most exposure. You can really expand your own personal brand there. The WWE is a marketing machine. Most people think of WWE as a wrestling company. I think of it as a marketing company. If you get a chance to go there, I say to anyone, go. Yes, it's going to be frustrating at times. Leave your feelings at the door. WWE doesn't care about your feelings, much like any other job. I would definitely go back if given the opportunity. Am I trying to go back? No. I take it day by day and deal with what I have to deal with. If the opportunity came, of course, I would definitely consider going back." When it comes to a WWE star on the main roster making the move back to NXT, Ringside News wrote that according to Fightful Select, Tegan Nox has garnered interest from NXT officials, with a request for her utilization dating back to before the WWE draft. One main roster name who has been requested by NXT officials recently is Tegan Nox, with request for Nox to be used in NXT dating back to prior to the WWE draft. WWE sources suggest that while there haven't been immediate creative plans for Nox on the main roster, there's a growing expectation for her to make a comeback to NXT in the near future. Sources within the brand have echoed this sentiment, underscoring the notion that Nox may indeed be on the brink of returning in NXT. Interestingly, discussions with a former NXT talent reveal a prevailing sense that Tegan Nox harbors unfinished business with the brand, a sentiment that has persisted even following her brief appearance last October. Nox's absence from WWE competition since an April 20th house show in Belfast, coupled with her last appearance on WWE TV dating back to January 4th, adds to the intrigue surrounding her potential return to NXT. After her loss to Liv Morgan in a steel cage match on Raw, Becky Lynch could be seen in the ring receiving an ovation from fans. Staying on the topic of Becky Lynch, the former women's champion will seemingly be gone from WWE for some time, as Ringside News noted that Becky Lynch's contract with WWE is set to expire this week, potentially making her latest appearance on Raw her last before signing a new deal with the company. While Lynch has yet to re-sign, her departure would be a big shocker. Lynch's attempt to regain the Women's World Championship on the May 27th edition of Raw was unsuccessful, causing fans to wonder if this signaled the end of her WWE career. This defeat led many to speculate that she might be done with the company for good. According to PW Insider, Becky Lynch is not currently scheduled for any additional WWE events. Discussions are ongoing between Lynch and the company regarding a new deal deal, and internally, WWE believes Lynch is not looking to go elsewhere. Lynch's contract is set to expire within the next week, and it's anticipated that she will receive a well-deserved raise as part of her new agreement. Although she is advertised locally for the June 1st WWE Live event at the Westchester County Center in White Plains, New York, sources suggest that her appearance at this event is unlikely. Lynch would also make a cryptic post on X showing off this photo in writing, to be continued. Prior to Raw going on the air, fans would experience the lights flickering. On the show, a couple QR codes that led to videos would also appear. Here are the clips from those codes.
Thank you to everybody who voiced so much concern about me being missing. Honestly, I'm surprised everyone was so worried. I was completely fine and never in any danger. I'm just thankful he set me free.
For information regarding AEW's TV rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, Ringside News wrote that, according to a report by Matthew Bellany of Puck News, WBD CEO David Zaslav and TNT Sports head Louis Silberwasser are keen to retain the 5 hours of AEW programming per week on TNT and TBS. However, the exclusive negotiating window is set to close in July, and Tony Khan is disappointed with the current offer. It was noted that Khan is likely aware that if WBD loses the NBA, AEW could gain more leverage in negotiations, despite the significantly smaller financial scale of the AEW deal compared to the NBA. If the window closes without an agreement, other entities such as Comcast could potentially bid for the rights, adding complexity to the situation given WBD's stake in the NBA. I'm told the exclusive window closes in July, and AEW leader Tony Khan is said to be disappointed with the offer currently on the table. Khan also surely knows that Zaz losing the NBA would give AEW more leverage, even though the money to re-up AEW is a mere drop in the NBA bucket. If the window closes without a deal, others could swoop in for those rights, as Comcast has done with the NBA. Extra awkward because WBD is said to own a stake in the league. Bellany added that the attractiveness of AEW to another platform remains uncertain, especially since only non-WWE partners could place bids. Nevertheless, AEW's programming performs reliably on the Turner networks, and a competing suitor could further complicate Zaslav's cable carriage negotiations. As talks advance, the timing of AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery's agreement remains uncertain. It would be added that, according to insights from Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer, sources within AEW have conveyed that the initial offer did not fall short of Tony Khan's expectations. However, it's clarified that both parties are yet to finalize any agreement, with negotiations spanning across both TV and streaming platforms under the purview of WBD, not TNT Sports. Following the dissemination of these reports, online scrutiny emerged regarding Bellany's purported ties to WWE CEO Nick Khan, raising suspicions of potential bias or influence. It's noted that Bellany has hosted Khan on his podcast previously, prompting speculation about the origins and motives behind the report. Notably, WWE's engagements with WBD during their own TV rights negotiations have also fueled conjecture surrounding the context of these developments. At the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view, Adam Copeland would seemingly injure himself, as Mike Johnson of PW Insider reported that there was a rumor being bounced around among WWE talent at Raw yesterday that Copeland broke his leg in the spot coming off the top of the barbed wire steel cage versus Malakai Black, but we have been unable to confirm that is actually the case. Within AEW circles, there was concern he had instead suffered a knee injury, but there's been no word behind the scenes as to any sort of official diagnosis. Copeland would post a video to X revealing he fractured his tibia and will need surgery.
Hey everybody. Oh Lord. There's no filters that can help this thing. I look like a bag of hammered peaches or something. Anyway, 2-0. Flew back yesterday. Malakai Black. Dude is dude's an animal. All of the House Black. They're just really, really, really damn good. And as you're about to find out in this video, I guess the house always does win because I gained 2 new friends. I don't really like them. They're kind of like those buddies that just annoy you, but they're always there. I don't know, maybe I'll name him Brodium Buddy or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I've been feeling really good lately. Been having so much fun in the ring, and I got cocky, I guess is what it really boils down to, and I'm probably a narcissist and egomaniac, and I'll unpack that one day. But yeah, my brain forgets what my body always seems to remember a little late, is that I'm 50, and I need to make better choices. So my body pulled the emergency brake on me the other night, and I ended up fracturing my tibia, which is going to require surgery. Don't know the time frame on that yet. Ruby's birthday's Friday, and I really want to enjoy that and focus on all the positives that I have in my life, because there's way more that than the bad, and even this surgery. I know what I got to do. I'll find out the time frame kind of next week and everything. Yeah, sorry, don't really know what I'm going to say, and I'm still half asleep, but so pardon the appearance and all that good stuff. Anyway, I will see you soon-ish, and in the meantime, everybody good, try and be happy. All right, see ya.
Ringside News also wrote that this news has elicited a wave of universal sadness and sympathy among the AEW community. As reported by PWInsider.com, Copeland's presence backstage has been described as invaluable, with many talents viewing him as a great mentor and sounding board. His absence, albeit temporary, is anticipated to leave a significant void behind the scenes. Despite the setback, Copeland's contributions and influence within AEW remain deeply appreciated by his peers. Asked about a potential matchup against Saraya and AEW, Mercedes Mone told the New York Post, "I'm here to face everybody, every woman here. So if she, Saraya, wants to be on the list, she's more than welcome to wrestle me." During that same interview, Mercedes Mone talked about her training ahead of her in-ring return in AEW, saying, "When I first started to train, just running ropes hurt and that scared me. I'm like, no way I'm going the path to feel this pain my whole life. Finally, it got better and little things stopped hurting, and finally, Breeze pushed me to do some of my moves that I was going to do, like double knees and going off the top rope. I hit them, so the fear was gone. Everything felt back to normal, and I'm ready." Touching on the future of Malakai Black in AEW, as it was said previously that his contract was set to expire, Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful's Q&A podcast said, "I asked about it this weekend. It doesn't look like it's going to be up in July before the option hits. I think there was a little bit of time added to it." And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.